As part of Ferrari Fridays, William Ross from the Exotic Car Marketplace will be discussing all things Ferrari and interviewing people that live and breathe the Ferrari brand. Topics range from road cars to racing, drivers to owners, as well as auctions, private sales, and trends in the collector market.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ferrari Marketplace. I am your host, William. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to everyone that's been downloading these first three episodes. I really appreciate it. And just kind of for more background, you can ask on Instagram, LinkedIn, everywhere. Just look up the Ferrari Marketplace. You'll have it out there. I said I got the YouTube channel. That's up. There's a couple of really quick, small ones. I don't know if they call those shorts on YouTube also or not, or reels or whatever the hell it is, or that's Instagram. I don't know. But anyways, if you want to check out a couple of other things, go to those and check them out. I got tons of photos and everything, pics posted. And coming up, I got some great things I'm attending this coming up next weekend out in LA at the Peterson Museum regarding Ferrari. There's some awesome events. We're going to go see a couple private collections. We go to Bruce Meyer's private collection, which is going to be awesome. I have no idea who this other person is. They really haven't stated who this mysterious first person is that we get to go see their collection, but I'm assuming it's in that area. I don't know, maybe it's David Lee. I'd love to see his collection. That'd be awesome. I know he just got himself a LaFerrari Apparetta that took a little bit of coaxing and whatnot to get. I know there was a big dust up in regards to that LA Times article that was done where they took everything basically out of context from David and basically made it state that, that he was getting screwed by Ferrari, and it really did not sit well with Ferrari. And he basically was in the Ferrari doghouse for a couple of years, but he got everything smoothed over, thank God. So he was able to actually just recently get his hands on his Apparetta. So good for him, right? Awesome. Add to that collection, he's got the Holy Trinity or whatever you want to call that of them. So he's got the 288 GTO, the F40, F50, the Enzo, and the LaFerrari. So he's got himself quite a collection. I believe he's got a few other ones too. I'm not quite sure, but kudos to him. And he's actually in the industry of dealing in watches. I don't know if that's exclusive or if he's got other things. I'm sure he's probably got other things, but I mean the watch business must be very good because he's got some beautiful cars. But anyways, kind of what I want to get back to now, talking about this episode today is I want to talk about the Cavallino Classic. A few weeks ago, I had the privilege of being able to attend it, and that was the first time I was able to go. And I want to say this, I highly recommend going. If you have the time to do it or whatnot, I mean, I will say this, it's not cheap. Tickets are about $300 a piece. But I will say this, is well worth it to go. Now, I only went on the one day that they had the actual, I guess you'd say, concours for it. Now, they do have multiple, other day events going on. They have some at the track. They also do a tour rally event on one thing. But now to kind of get involved in those, you either got to know someone that has a car that's in it, or you got to spend about $5,000 or whatever it is to enter your car to be able to participate in a lot of these events. So, and obviously the people that own a lot of these cars have the means and the wherewithal to make that happen. I am not in that boat. I'm working at getting there, trying to go to. I'm eyeing myself up, actually, hopefully going to look at it this week, is take a peek at my 2003 F360 convertible manual 6-speed. I've been trying to hunt down a manual 6-speed, and coincidentally enough, there's actually one that's about, 45 minutes away from me here, maybe not that quite, that is for sale. So I'm going to go take a peek at that. I really don't want a convertible. I'd rather have the hardtop, but what can you do? Beggars can't be choosers. But I was also going to take a look around when I get out in LA next weekend and see maybe there's something out there I can hunt down. But I don't know. Have to see if I can even make it happen. First of all, even that's a bit of an expensive endeavor. But hey, what the heck, right? You only live once. Why not? But anyways, get back to the Cavallino. Like I said, they have it's a multiple day event that happens. It's down at the Breakers Hotel, obviously right there, Mar-a-Lago, whatever you want to call all that jazz that, our former Trump president resides at currently. But I got to say this, the Hotel Breakers is absolutely gorgeous. And that's kind of one of the cool things, because when you go there, you can go and check out the hotel a little bit and wander around. And it's absolutely beautiful. And they have the event. It's out on the front, I'll say the front lawn, I guess it would be. Because as you pull in off of the road that's there, that goes in front of it, because you got the road, the hotel, and then the ocean, you pull in Obviously, there's a security stand there. You got to show your tickets, then you go and park, which I must say is a little bit tight. Well, I got to take that back. Had to pay for parking to park that close. It was $40 to park right there, but it was worth it. I mean, because somewhere else was like $30, which is down the street, or if you wanted to spend 20, you still had to take a bus. So I was like, forget it. I'm just going to spend the $40 and park right there. Screw it. I didn't feel like having to do all that jazz. I'd rather just have my car right there. I like to have the ease of that. So, anyways, when you get there, obviously you're parking. You go and you set yourself up and walk up, and you go to the credentials table. You sign in, you get everything. They give you a couple cool magazines. They give you a bag, a couple of little things like that. And they had this gorgeous Testarossa from the Pan America. I forget. I think it was 54, maybe 55. I don't know. It's black with red of it. It's gorgeous. Look up some photos. It had the big Pegasus horses. The mobile Pegasus horses on there. So this thing's what everything was front and center. Then they obviously got a gate and you go in. Now for this year's theme, they actually had, because this year is the 75th anniversary of Ferrari, they went and got a Ferrari from every single year that Ferrari's been building them. So there was tons of cars, but it was awesome to see because you could kind of see how it progressed and how Ferrari grew and how, obviously things change and, progress and things move forward and, how much they, advanced the car. And now the one interesting thing was, the motors, obviously, they grew in size, but the same design was always through that. Was, Colombo's V12 was very popular and used in many of the vehicles. But, going through, but it was interesting because right out in the front there, because how it was set up, because there's like, a big veranda, I guess you'd call it. So they had that area right there where they had a few of the vehicles. They were set up kind of at not want to say circle, but kind of a circle, but more squared off. So I guess a square. They had a 250 GTO. They had the Triposti 3-seater Ferrari there, which was awesome. They had a couple 250 SWBs sitting up there because they had, Ferrari Classiche set up there also, to do the obviously restorations and that whatnot actually done by Ferrari and get your car Classiche certified. If I'm saying that wrong, my apologies. So, but it was really cool setup though because you got great photos. And if you go on the YouTube channel, you'll see a quick video I did of standing up there and kind of doing a quick circle around. I was a little apprehensive about doing a lot more video there just because of who was around and whatnot. Because like I said, there was these people that are there and have these vehicles, whatnot. There's some high net worth individuals there. So I really didn't want to piss anyone off or have someone come around to me and say, "Hey, I don't want to be on camera," and whatnot. So I was kind of very, very cautious in regards to all the video taking I wanted to do there. So, but anyways, and the whole area up top, upper level, I said they had the gorgeous cars. They had that a Testarossa up there. They had the Triposti. They had a 250 GTO. But the coolest thing, I think, too, is the fact is because normally when you go to a lot of these car shows, maybe Milan, whatnot, it depends on what the event is they have the cars roped off, so you only can get maybe within 2 feet, maybe 3 feet of the car, so you really can't get up close to it, maybe get some interior shots, whatnot. But this is what was awesome about this event, is you could get right up to the car, you could look in the windows, and quite a few of them had the windows down, some of them obviously were open tops, but you could get in there looking, like I said, if you go onto my Instagram account, you'll see a ton of pictures from the event. And you can see I got right up in there and try to take as many photos as I could of interior shots of these cars because that's kind of I really dig, the wooden steering wheels, the whole the whole layout, everything, the dash, just the gate. I mean, very analog but very very cool, as all of you know. So, but anyways, what you had to do though is after you go in that top level is they had the lawn, and I don't know what the heck you'd call it, but it goes out then all the way up to the street, but I mean this is like far, so but you had to go down and around to go down to the next level to go to where the other cars at. Now they had a cool little, I don't want to say vendors area, but some people had some booths set up. There's only about maybe 6-7 people had some booths set up. Haggerty had a booth. The guys from the Piston Foundation, which is a really really cool outfit. I've talked with these guys a few times. If you don't know who they are, take a look them up. What they're trying to do is obviously get kids into the automotive trades, but check them out. They're great. I'm trying to work on a project with them here for next year in the Cleveland, an event that I'm putting together. But anyways, so they didn't really have much. They had some, with the art stuff like that, photos and all that stuff. But anyways, so when you went around that, Ferrari themselves the manufacturer themselves, actually had some of their new cars. They had a 296 sitting there. They had the SF90 and that stuff sitting there, so which was really, really cool to see. And I was really interested to see that 296, obviously, which is, the spiritual successor to the Dino. And it's, you want to say it's, obviously it's a tad smaller, because I would say, use that word entry level. But, it's a tad smaller. But, I mean, it's not as small as you think it might be in regards to what they're trying to, portray it as. So, but, I didn't get a chance to sit in it. Obviously, I think the people that they were letting it sit in it were individuals that had the wherewithal and the means to purchase one. So, and besides, I don't know how that's working right now. I know they're floating around at the dealers where they're doing, meet and greets with the car and stuff like that. So I'm assuming they probably, I'm not sure when they're going to start deliveries on that. If anyone knows, hey, shoot me an email, william@theferrarimarketplace.com. Let me know. I'd like to have a little more insight in that, because my closest dealer around here is down in Columbus, which is about 2 hours away. But I'd love to be able to go and shoot some video on that and partake in that little endeavor. So, but if anyone knows, hey, again, shoot me an email. It's william@theferrarimarketplace.com. And a little other plug, hey, go to the website, theferrarimarketplace.com. Actually, what I do is, private client services for off-market Ferraris. So, but if you go there, check it out. And all the podcasts are posted there also, everywhere else that I haven't posted. But anyways, back to the event. So, as you go past those, they kind of had those with their own, I guess, a lot of space to themselves, because obviously it's Ferrari, so they have their own space. But as you walked out, what happened is now they start progressing down, and it would go up as you went down the line of cars. It would progress, your 50s, 60s, 70s. It worked its way up. And as you got a little farther down, it spread out into multiple rows. So, but it was really cool because I don't know if you guys are familiar with who knew John Fuchs is, but he's a super nice guy, and he had a couple of cars there. But he had this gorgeous 166 MM there, blue. Oh my God, this thing was gorgeous. I actually got to speak with. He gets all his cars worked on and taken care of at Motion Products Incorporated up there in Wisconsin. Now, I'm not 100% sure if they just specialize in Ferrari, but I tell you what, they do gorgeous work. But I actually talked to the individual that repainted it, and it told me it took 8 weeks to paint the car. 8 weeks. Now, I'm assuming that include body work, everything like that, fin, sanding, whole nine yards, but that 1.6mm is not a big car. So you got to look at that time and effort they put in that to actually have something take almost 8 weeks to paint. But like I said, it turned out gorgeous. I mean, it's a beautiful thing. Again, pictures posted on an Instagram account. Go check it out. Look it up. And now I do a really crappy job of tagging these things and putting it, so trying to search for it might be a little difficult. So you might have to scroll through a bunch. But like I said, there's a ton of stuff on there you can scroll through with Ferrari related, because, hey, that's what this channel and everything's all about, and everything in the Ferrari marketplace. It's all about Ferrari. So makes it nice and simple. And trust me, you'll find everything in there you like. So if you can't find that one, hey, you can find other things you like. But anyways, so going down, this was awesome thing, though, about this event, too, is the fact is not only one GTO, not two, 3 GTOs they had there. And again, you could get right up on them. Like I said, the one that had his windows rolled down, so you could actually lean in, look at it. So I got some great shots at it. But, I mean, I was so tempted to open the door, see if I could sit in it, but I figured, I'd get shot. But he says, so going down, you start going to these really, gorgeous, the 1950s into the 60s cars, and you got the 250s, you got the GTOs, you got the SWBs, you got the 275s. I mean, it's nonstop. I mean, your head's just spinning in regards to what you're seeing here, because it's like, and you walk right up to it, stand up to it, and everything like that. And now, a lot of times, there weren't a lot of people, I want to say owners, stand next to their cars. But what there was is, obviously, say the caretakers, the people that do the service work, or people handle these things, were the ones that actually stand by the car. It wasn't so much the owners. Now the one gentleman, as I mentioned, John Fuchs, he was actually standing by a couple of his cars, because he had a couple there. And I said, super nice guy, super approachable. So if you're ever at an event and John is there, just go up and talk to him and introduce yourself. Super nice guy. He will talk your ear off. Like I said, awesome individual, not pretentious in any way. So I highly recommend, if you're at an event and he's there, go up and talk to him. He'd be more than happy to talk to you. Now, because the other car he had there was actually a 512 a BBLM race car. They only raced once, and then it was just put away for whatever reason. I don't know, but he owns the car, and he uses it a lot at events now for all the historic and stuff like that. So that thing was sweet. Again, more pictures are posted, everything on there too. And then obviously as you get in the 70s and stuff like that, you're getting your 365s and stuff like that. Now there was a car, and I will admit, I know people aren't very fond of them, but and this goes in the 80s. But I'm a big fan of the 400 and the 412. I guess you say two-door sedan, two-door coupe, whatever you want to call it. Something about them, I don't know. I just dig them. I know the manuals are pretty rare, but I know somewhere down the line, if I can make it happen, I want to get my hands on a 412 5-speed and tool that thing around. I think they're pretty cool. But anyways, then as you start getting into the F40s, there's multiple F40s. There's a F40 LM there that was super cool. Obviously, you start getting the Testarossa. Now, there's a couple, Testarossa and 512s there that were some very unique colors. I mean, something that I guess say super unique. And again, check out the photos. And I don't know what you call it. It's almost like I want to say teal, turquoise type teal. And again, I'm not up on, what all the colors. And again, I probably know what the colors. I've seen what it is and read it, but my memory is not what it used to be. So I'm trying to remember this and stuff and tell you guys I just can't do it. Sorry. But if it does come to me, hey, I'll post it on the site or post it somewhere and let you guys know. But I say, go check out the photos. Post it there. That is awesome, cool Enzo. One of only two, I was told. This was from the Kevin Cogan collection. He has a son there. Connor, super nice dude, Connor was. But he had this gorgeous yellow Enzo Ferrari, and it was one of only two that actually had the Enzo Ferrari script of Enzo's signature on the back. It's really cool. So look at the photo. It's really neat how it's done. So I guess it's one of only two that they did from the factory that way. But what was funny is because the way this car was parked, it was kind of on a slight incline. He took the fire extinguisher from the car and put it under the rear wheel. Just a little more security that the car doesn't roll away. I had a little laugh with Connor about that and thought that was rather humorous. So, but then, there's some other cars. I had a great conversation with this doctor that actually owned a 330 GTC 2+2. And he has owned it for, it was like 30 plus years, maybe almost 40 years, something like that. Just on a side note, he also had this fucking gorgeous Alpha that he owns from brand new. I believe it was the 1600. That was gorgeous. He was showing me pictures, but I talked to this guy for a while. Super nice guy, and works on stuff and just loves the car and he drives it. It's a driver's car. Like I said, it might not go win any events, maybe a preservation event, but I tell you what, but again, super nice guy. Talked to us. So one of the few owners that were actually standing by the cars, but we'll strike up the conversation. But anyways, I said, go check out the photos. I said, the event is fantastic. I highly recommend it. If you get the opportunity, go to the Cavallino Classic. It's well worth it. And if you can figure out a way to go to the other events on the other days, I highly recommend doing that. And let me know how, because I'd love to participate and join, because I'm already got my plans for next year. And my plan is next year is to hang out down in Florida for, I don't know, maybe a month or so, because you have the Cavallino, then you have like an event in Naples, there's the Miami one, and then, if you wait long enough and you go, it's like, you got to stay there for about a month, but you hit all those, and then you got Amelia Island. Of course, that's way up north in Florida, so that's a bit of a drive. So, hey, if you can figure it out, you figure it out, right? But anyways, that's about what I want to talk about today. Like I said, we got coming up. I know I was said the next one was probably going to be about the 296, but that kind of got all screwy. So I'm trying to work on that. So I'm hopefully going to have that here soon. But I'm sure I'm going to have some other stuff here, podcasts, posts here coming up in this coming week. I got a lot of other things I want to talk about. But like I said, I'm headed out to that event in California, in Los Angeles, at the Peterson for the weekend. They said, got that event, and there's a Ferrari event that the Southwest Ferraris Owner Club's putting on. They're kind of putting on almost all of us, but on Sunday morning they're doing something too. And I'm going to hit up, there's actually a Cars and Coffee in Malibu, at Malibu Beach Park or something like that. That's at like 6:30 in the morning this Sunday too, coming up. So I'm going to hit that first, then go to the other event that's at the Peterson. So I'm going to get a lot of pictures and stuff like that, a lot of videos. So I'll get those all posted up. And then after that, the following weekend, I'm trying to get down to Amelia. I'm trying to talk my old man into just jumping in the car and going for a drive. It's about 12 hours, setting up in northern Ohio here. I'm by Cleveland. But I think I might have him in it. He's debating. See, he didn't come out and say no, but I said, I'm like, what else you got to do? These guys retired. So we can just drive down there and hang out and get a lot more photos and videos and whatnot. But again, I don't know if you ever look at prices and tickets to go to these events, but it ain't cheap. I'll be able to tell you that. But down there, what's cool is not only have the concourse, they have all these other events that go around it. A lot of the auction houses and everything like that. So I want to kind of keep abreast of what's going on in the auction world too, because coming up in subsequent podcasts in this, we're going to talk about the market and see what's going on, cars that are going, what's gone through auctions lately. Where things are at price-wise, whatnot, and just see how things are progressing and where they're headed. Because obviously, there's a ton of people that buy these as an investment value, but a lot of people also buy them to drive, which I'm in the boat where I'm looking what I want to drive on. So, but anyways, I just wanted to pass that along by, again, check out all the social media, Instagram, LinkedIn, all over the place. YouTube, just look up the Ferrari Marketplace. And it's always important, hey, if you got any ideas, hey, or if you'd like to get on the show and let's talk some more, I'd love to have another person partake in this on these podcasts, and we can pick a topic and we'll talk about it and just have some banter going on, answer some questions. Just shoot me an email, william@theferrarimarketplace.com, and let's talk. And again, as I said, I'm not the foremost person here on Ferrari. I'm a very passionate fan. Love it. I always have. Like I said, I'm looking in the market to get one. So, like I said, hey, let's just have this talk and see where we can take this, right? But anyways, hey, shoot me an email if you want to participate. William@theferrarimarketplace.com. Hey, guys, I really appreciate it. Thanks for listening and download. It means a lot, and I appreciate the support. And talk to you soon. Later. Thanks.
This episode has been brought to you by Grand Touring Motorsports as part of our Motoring Podcast Network. For more episodes like this, tune in each week for more exciting and educational content from organizations like the Exotic Car Marketplace, the Motoring Historian, Break Fix, and many others. If you'd like to support Grand Touring Motorsports and the Motoring Podcast Network, sign up for one of our many sponsorship tiers at www.patreon.com/GT Motorsports. Please note that the content, opinions, and materials presented and expressed in this episode are those of its creator, and this episode has been published with their consent. If you have any inquiries about this program, please contact the creators of this episode via email or social media as mentioned in the episode.